cose intorno cambiano senso. Prova a vedere con i tuoi stessi occhi. Ti porto giù nel blu venom bar. Le strade della città a quest'ora dormono. Mentre succede tutto in quella buca di folli. Pensaci bene se sei ancora lucido. Entrare può voler dire.
That's a
Okay,
good
we
life.
hope you're hungry now. We're joined by David Rocco, of course. Everybody knows who he is. He's got a brand new cookbook out called Made in Italy. And yes, the show, Dolce Vita. How are you?
Hi,
I'm
David.
good. How are you guys?
Good, thank
Nice
you.
to see you. I know the last shot, well, a lot of that actually is in the book as well, but
Yeah.
the last one, the olive harvest.
That's right. We have
how much fun was that?
Olive harvest is really amazing in Italy. I mean, there's like professional doctors, lawyers that will take time off work to go pick olives,
Right.
and they get paid in olive oil. So like 100 kilos, it's amazing. 100
The oldest
kilos,
economy.
all by hand. 100 kilos of olives yields about 10 liters of olive oil, and that's what they get paid.
And it tastes so
Really?
amazing.
Yeah,
What
it's
is your
amazing.
philosophy on the olive oil in the book? You
There's
say
only one
there's
oil.
no such olive oil, but extra virgin.
Yeah, not light, not semi-virgin, no, extra virgin. Which is kind of weird because virgin is just virgin, not extra
Yeah,
virgin.
yeah.
You can't be an extra virgin.
You have a virgin?
Sorry, this is
My
family.
Italian uncle used to say, she a virgin or she no a virgin.
Yeah, are we? You know, we can go into recipe. Right?
Yeah.
I'm afraid this is going to veer somewhere.
That's right.
We
What
should
is
not
the
let it go.
discussion about
What is the
virginity is not
difference
going to
in
happen.
the flavor from the extra virgin from the other olive oils?
Well, you know what? Extra virgin is just pure olive oil. It's right when it's pressed.
Yeah.
That's it. Then the
Second
olive oil is
pressing
second.
and-
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just you know
It's
what
not
you
the
want.
same.
No, it's not the same. Yeah.
And talk about that in the philosophy of ingredients, and you know, you talk about that in the book and in the show, and just that idea of what you're working with, what you're using as you know, you're cooking.
Yeah, you know, it's all about simple ingredients. I mean, here we're making a simple bean soup, you know, with pantry staples. And literally, it takes about 10 minutes to make.
Very precise
Like 10
measurements.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
precise
you know me, I'm
measurements,
like a
so.
baker. Very
David
precise.
loves
In fact,
weighing everything.
I weigh garlic. Make sure.
No, just throw it in. Is it hard for you to translate that into your recipes of a dash, a dish?
Well, it's
a-
funny because my publisher, the first book, they were like, "What do you mean? You know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That we can't do that." I'm like, "Well, why not? Because that's not how it works here in Canada." But
Yeah.
you know, people really connected to it because a lot of people realize that it's about making a dish your own.
Yeah.
Gee, I should have gotten a sharper knife here.
Yeah, sorry, you're probably using our knife.
Tell us
That's
about your travels and where you went and
Well,
what you learned.
I mean, this book is a real joy. I mean, putting out a book is
Yeah.
so much fun. Let me just make sure this is not going to burn.
There we go.
And we actually, you know, some of the photography is from the show. And then I spent about 6 weeks in Italy traveling around, visiting friends and family, connecting with them,
Yeah.
and just having a good time writing this book.
How inseparable is that connection for you between friendship and food and family and, you know, that sort of, it all goes together,
It
doesn't
sure does. And, you know, there's nothing like eating with friends and people you want to be with. You know,
Yeah.
food always tastes better when you're eating with friends and family, as far as I'm concerned. So,
And what about the family recipes? Because I know
Poor
our
David.
did
we
give
gave
the
you a
same?
butter knife.
I was going to say a plastic.
I know.
That's what happens
But
when
you know,
you
this is kind of like at my show. Sometimes we're in the middle of the woods. I'm cooking on the roof of a
I
car.
apologize, because
and-
that is ours.
And you know, but anyway, so what
Okay,
I'm
what have
doing,
we
we
put
should
in
tell
here?
everyone
Okay,
what we're
we've
doing.
got olive oil and what
and
else?
garlic and pancetta.
Okay.
And that's like Italian bacon, and we're just frying it up with some chili. And look at it, it's already smelling so fantastic.
I think our burner went right off, too.
Oh,
I don't
did
know
it?
if that's going to matter. But
Yeah,
there
it's
you
gonna
go.
matter.
Okay.
Good eye, good eye.
This is
think it's
going
gonna
well.
This,
This is why we don't have a cooking show.
Well, this is like
And he
Dolce
does.
Vita, but the difference is we can edit this out.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
I hope you
we
guys
won't,
can too.
but
Okay, what do we do from here? We've got all the flavors happening.
Yeah, we have garlic and olive oil, pancetta, and some chili. That's it right now, and this is all going to be part of the flavor of this soup. Now, this is a soup that you can make kind of thick or more soupy. I like it thick, and sometimes I even put it on bread like bruschetta. But so these are just cannellini beans.
Yeah, and they're drained and
They're
good
drained,
to go.
good to go. Now, if you want, right out of a can, just rinse them, or you can
this.
soak these and boil them till fork tender.
how integral is seasoning? You talk actually a little bit in the book about salt, and salt as a seasoning, and and sort of how to find that balance in what you do. And
Well, the burner here
There's
is.
gonna be a lot of editing in this one.
No, this is all good. Don't worry. This is the magic of Italian
the way
cooking.
it
Even
happens.
when the stove doesn't work, it'll come out.
you can make it. You don't need power.
So
you don't need
here's
anything.
what we're doing here. Now, this is two things. This recipe can either be put on bread, and you can have it like the Tuscans have it on bruschetta. It's
Yeah.
called, in my book, it's bruschetta with beans, and it's fantastic. Or you can mash it up just like this.
Ah,
So you mash it up. And now, how long is this taking? A few minutes?
couple minutes.
And then you add some water, or as much as you want, quanto basta.
Quanto basta.
a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
And that's it. And what you do, and sometimes, I mean, my mother used to even get like a blender, throw in the blender and make it nice and creamy. And that's essentially a classic Tuscan bean soup.
And what about family recipes? Because everybody has their Nona's recipe
Yeah.
or their mom's recipe.
Well, even
and
within a
passing those
family,
on.
there's debate about how to do it
is.
right.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not a chef, I'm Italian. And people say, what do you mean you're not a chef? You have a cooking show. And I'm not formally trained. So my training comes from family, learning from my mom, my grandmother, just kind of loving
Yeah.
to eat and traveling. And so, yeah, certainly my mother might do her sauce a little different than my aunt. And really within Italy, 100 kilometers away, they'll make a dish very different.
Right.
You watch the interactions that you have with people on the show, and David, I have to say, watching you, I mean, you are literally like a sponge. I mean, when you get into a conversation with someone, or you're talking to them and you're talking about food, you can just see your ears kind of go. Brrr. But I mean, it's
You
fun.
have big ears.
No, no, not big ears, fat ears. No, but the joy that you get from talking to people about food and learning
Yeah.
their knowledge and their accumulated experience.
You know,
with food.
food to me is culture. It brings people together, and I just love it. I mean, it's about being passionate. And when you're in Italy, it's on people's minds. They say Italians have two things on their mind, and the second is spaghetti.
Yes.
The first one involves a
And so how do we finish this off here?
We eat with a little bit of salt.
Well done, Fiona.
Thank you. One of us is concentrating.
with a little bit of salt, and I'm just mashing it up to the consistency I like.
Yeah.
And look, it's almost done.
And that's
you're
how you
gonna-
get the creamier texture
Absolutely.
if you
We're
want
going
to
to bring it to a slight boil,
Yeah.
and then we're going to just let it rest on a simmer for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and that's it. There you
Beautiful.
have a classic Tuscan bean soup.
And
It's
it is
just
an
that easy,
amazing
man.
cookbook, made in Italy. You can get it in bookstores right across Canada. Of course, you can watch Dolce Vita.
My family and I use your other book all the time. We look
Oh,
forward to
good.
incorporating this because it
Excellent.
just works so well with a busy family as well.
Great. It's so good to hear.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much. And of
David.
course,
So
you
much
can go to
fun.
David's website to find out more information.
I think we have a dollar knife somewhere, actually. I mean, we might.
Next time I come, I'm going to bring.
Look at
Please.
look at
I'm going to
this.
bring you some professional knives.
Please do.
Is that a
We're
deal?
gonna take a break.
I'm not kidding.
And when
I
we
can
return,
drag this
we're gonna
across
be
my
talking
neck.
about Grey Cup and a whole lot more. Don't go away.
Love it.
Oh my God.
That is so